Ever wonder how giants fall? Today, we'll be looking at 10 companies that faced significant changes in their industries. Let's begin. First up on our list is Kodak. Once a giant in the world of photography, Kodak revolutionized the way we captured memories. However, with the rise of digital photography, Kodak failed to adapt and embrace the new technology. Despite actually inventing the digital camera in 1975, Kodak couldn't capitalize on its own innovation and ultimately filed for bankruptcy in 2012. Next, we have Blockbuster. Remember those Friday nights spent browsing the aisles for the latest movie releases? Blockbuster was once synonymous with home entertainment. However, with the advent of streaming services like Netflix, Blockbuster's brick-and-mortar rental model quickly became obsolete. Despite opportunities to partner with emerging digital platforms, Blockbuster failed to innovate and eventually filed for bankruptcy in 2010. Now, let's talk about BlackBerry. At one point, owning a BlackBerry device was a status symbol, especially among business professionals. With its iconic physical keyboard and secure messaging platform, BlackBerry dominated the smartphone market. However, with the introduction of touchscreen smartphones like the iPhone and Android devices, BlackBerry failed to adapt its product offerings. Its once dominant market share dwindled, and the company struggled to keep up with the competition. Moving on, we have Toys R Us. For decades, it was the go-to destination for children and parents alike. However, with the rise of online retail giants like Amazon and Walmart, Toys R Us faced stiff competition. Despite attempts to revamp its stores and online presence, the company failed to innovate and keep up with changing consumer preferences. In 2018, Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy and closed all of its U.S. stores. Next, let's talk about Nokia. Once the undisputed leader in the mobile phone industry, Nokia's iconic devices were a staple in the hands of millions around the world. However, with the emergence of smartphones, particularly the iPhone and Android devices, Nokia failed to adapt its operating system and product offerings. Its reluctance to embrace touchscreen technology and app ecosystems ultimately led to a decline in market share and Nokia's eventual sale to Microsoft. Now onto Sears. For over a century, Sears was a retail powerhouse, offering everything from appliances to clothing to tools. However, with the rise of e-commerce and changing consumer shopping habits, Sears struggled to stay relevant. Despite attempts to modernize its stores and online presence, Sears failed to innovate and lost its competitive edge. In 2018, Sears filed for bankruptcy, marking the end of an era. Let's not forget about MySpace. It was the pioneer of social networking before Facebook and Twitter even existed. At its peak, MySpace was the most visited social networking site in the world. However, with the rise of Facebook and other social media platforms, MySpace failed to evolve and maintain its user base. Despite attempts to rebrand and redesign the platform, MySpace ultimately faded into obscurity. Next on our list is Polaroid. Known for its instant cameras and iconic instant film, Polaroid revolutionized photography. However, with the advent of digital cameras and smartphones, demand for instant film declined sharply. Despite attempts to innovate with digital products, Polaroid struggled to stay afloat. In 2001, Polaroid filed for bankruptcy, marking the end of an era. Now, let's talk about Radio Shack. For decades, Radio Shack was the go-to destination for electronics enthusiasts. However, with the rise of big box retailers and online stores, Radio Shack faced stiff competition. Despite attempts to revamp its stores and product offerings, Radio Shack failed to adapt to changing consumer preferences. In 2015, Radio Shack filed for bankruptcy and closed thousands of its stores. Last but not least, we have AOL. At one point, AOL was the gateway to the internet for millions of people around the world. However, with the rise of broadband and high-speed internet, AOL's dial-up service became obsolete. Despite attempts to transition into an online media company, AOL failed to innovate and lost its relevance. In 2015, AOL was acquired by Verizon Communications. And there you have it, folks. 10 brands and companies that failed to innovate and adapt to changing times. Don't get me wrong, these were great companies, but their stories serve as important reminders of the importance of innovation and staying ahead of the curve in today's rapidly evolving business landscape. Before you go, remember this: continuous learning is absolutely crucial. That's why we're here to help. We offer thousands of courses covering a wide range of topics, including technology, skills development, business strategies, and more. Subscribe to our newsletter today and receive a free course of your choice.